Well, early in the year we kept asking where's the big play, the explosive play. Here the last 4 or 5 weeks, you block a punt, you fake a punt, you return a punt for a touchdown. Starting to kind of see all of the hard work pay off a little bit.
Yeah, and a lot of that's been great individual effort, and those guys are doing a nice job. So happy for them. But yeah, you got to keep going. Got to keep going.
Two biggest plays you guys have had on your punt return team this year have been in punt safe, right? So
oh yeah,
just leave the defense out there.
Exactly. Well, we actually checked into it.
Yeah.
Guys recognized something was going on and checked into our safe look, and we feel good that if we get a returnable punter, we got guys back there that can do something with it.
Was there some confidence something was going to happen there? I just heard Yaku after that play, he went up to Dion and said, "I told you it was going to happen. I told you."
Well, they've been Dante's he's been predicting one, so sure.
What worked on that play that got him the lane, and then I guess I know Darian had a nice block.
Yeah, well,
also.
our corners got it started, got their wide guys blocked. And Darian had a great block to finish it. Dante made a couple guys miss, and ultimately we got a returnable punt, and that's been the difference. If the guy hangs it up there for 5 seconds, we're going to have a tough time returning it. But if we can get one, a little lower than that, we got a chance.
Had the one miss on the field goal. I know the snap wasn't good. Did he actually get it down, or how?
Yeah, but the timing was off. Dan had to wait, and we just got to execute that whole part perfect there, and we weren't. So. Got to fix that because that cost you in a tight game.
That's twice Sean's handled a pretty bad snap. He's showing some pretty good reflexes.
Yeah,
back there.
Sean's done a nice job, and pleased with how he's done. But those guys, all three of them, got to be perfect every time, and that's the only opportunity you get. So you better make the most of it.
Jeremy's as a running back, he seems to have a nice little patience to the way that he carries the ball out. Impressive at all for a freshman? Or?
Absolutely, yeah. He's done a great job. And he just kind of understands that. It was something we worked on during the week, just being patient, let the blockers get in front of you, see the lane. And he's very coachable. I mean, you get him out there and you correct something once, and he fixes it, and it shows up in the games.
Yeah, Hurst was saying that he got a little lost the last couple of weeks. Really emphasis to get him involved and finds ways to make sure he was getting the ball last week.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's one of our best guys, and we got to make sure that he touches the ball, and he's obviously a weapon when he does. So, yeah.
Not knowing what the depth chart at that position is going to look like next year, is it nice for a guy like him to get some significant playing time and
Absolutely.
see what he can do?
Yeah, absolutely. It was great to get those other guys some more carries. I thought Bertoli and Jack and Demas all carried the ball pretty well too. Devin made a nice cut on the touchdown run and kind of exploded through there, and then was able to jog into the end zone. But Jack and Charles, I mean, those guys, those were tough runs. I mean, they ran through guys, drug them with them, and took good care of the ball in that situation. So I was pleased to see all those guys. But, yeah, it's definitely good to see a freshman get some reps. I mean, we think Corey Young's going to be really good too. We haven't seen him live game reps, but in the scout team he looks really good.
Going back to the summer, a lot of speculation about Jay and his future, and obviously he's done nothing to change what people might think about what he's going to do. What final regular season home game on Saturday? Have you talked to Jay at all about his future? Or
no, we'll worry about that after the season. He's got to do what's the right thing to do, and we'll give him the advice that he needs and that he asks for. But yeah, we'll worry about that after the year.
How have you seen him handle maybe the hype and all the stuff, and with social media? And I'm sure he's hearing other people saying he's gone and stuff like that.
I'm sure he is.
How have you seen him kind of handle the hype and everything that's going along with this season?
I'm watching the same games you guys are. I mean, I think he's taking care of it the best way you can take care of it. Play well and let it happen as it happens. The NFL's worked hard to make sure they're passing down the correct advice to guys so they can make the best decisions possible. But at the end of the day, all he can control until the end of the season is playing his butt off, and that's what he's done. And, I'm a little disappointed that he wasn't recognized as one of the finalists for the Doak Walker Award because, in my opinion, there's no more complete back out there. But, guys, a lot of times all that people look at when they vote on that is stats and highlights and stuff like that. That's okay. But they don't see the pass protection, the effect he's had on our pass game, catching the ball, all that kind of stuff. And he makes a lot of tough yards too. So to go back to your question, though, the best thing he can do is just get out there and play. And he's done that. He's competed, and I think he's done a good job of shutting out the outside noise. And fired up to see him as long as we got him.
I was actually just going to ask you about the pass game part of his game that kind of people don't realize, I don't think. And for a guy that's 6 foot and 220 pounds, that's unusual to see 500 receiving yards.
He's got great hands. He runs excellent routes. That part's been all we can ask for and more. And like I said, the pass protection stuff's been great too.
Did you inherit that, or was that something you guys really pounded with him in the spring and summer that you wanted to get him?
No, that was stuff we saw he could do and made a point of using him. But that's all stuff he's worked on his own. I mean, we throw him the ball a little bit. Don't get me wrong, but we got a million other things we work on too.
Continuing kind of just on that same topic, I mean, as a running back coach, you guys think about shelf life and all that stuff, topics that are kind of surrounded by a running back?
No, as long as those guys are taking care of their bodies and all that stuff, that's all fine. We're not even kind of worried about trust me, we're not trying to overwork him, but we kind of work with him on controlling that stuff. And as long as he's feeling good, he's going to be out there. And when we got other guys we feel good about in certain situations, we put them out there. I mean, it's just all that stuff kind of depends on what the situation is.
Who should we watch on special teams from Utah State?
JoJo Natson, number 9. That guy's dangerous. We got to do a great job of just keeping him under wraps. We've got to execute perfect. We got to tackle well, and we got to play our butts off all the time. But he's not their only skilled returner. They got guys back there on kickoff return that can do damage too, and we got to make sure that we do a good job with that.